Petrescu, founder and the person behind How About Some Marketing project, which is basically a hub for business owners, small to medium-sized business owners, marketing-savvy business owners, or marketing people in different small to medium-sized organizations and not-for-profit businesses and so forth to top up their marketing game. Now, since it's about marketing, I won't be much of a marketer if I wouldn't tell you to first, please go to www.howaboutsmarketing.com and subscribe to the newsletter, because that's the newsletter you want to be subscribed to. Honestly, it's more than marketing. And so far, I've been having positive feedback. Today, we have a very, very special guest, and I'll introduce her in a couple of minutes. She'll be sharing a screen and walk us through her presentation. And the topic today is, as you know, because you've registered for this webinar, learn the 5 keys to having customers that will stay with you for years and years. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to do that? I'm going to be introducing Marta, but before that, as in the previous sessions, you have seen a very distinct gentleman helping me as well, Joachim. And Joachim, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience, who you are and what do you do? And why are you here?
Just super quickly. Thanks for the introduction, Emanuel. Joachim Koch, founder and CEO of Aspiration Marketing, a performance management digital marketing agency, much like Emanuel and Marta, based in Toronto. We've done, for the last almost 10 years now, performance marketing for technology companies, for startups. How do you get more visibility to your website? How do you get more conversions? How do you grow your pipeline? How do you grow the business? I mean, those are the typical challenges we're being confronted with. That's about it. Contact information is in the is on the landing page as well. If you want to reach out, feel free to reach out to myself or to Emanuel or to Marta, of course, who will introduce herself in a second as well. Thank you, Emanuel.
Thank you so much, Joachim. Now, a small introduction before I pass the virtual microphone along to our guest. Marta is a success coach, a serial entrepreneur, and a consummate marketer who has owned 2 marketing agencies that serve Fortune 500 companies and hundreds of small businesses for the past 30 plus years. She currently owns Same Day Website and Best Coach for Me. Now, I will add this. I had the privilege of working for Marta, working together with her for 3.5 years. And Marta has been detrimental in the success of my career. She's truly been a mentor and a coach from the beginning, since I started working from her. So I would like to take this opportunity and thank her publicly for all her knowledge she has shared, she is sharing, and she will share in the future as well. And with that, I'm going to mute myself and pass the virtual microphone to you, Marta.
Thank you, Emanuel, for the great introduction. And of course, for having worked together for several years, I appreciate your ability and skills in bringing people together. Obviously, we all know your SEO consulting background, but beyond that, marketing is in your blood. I know that much. So thanks for having me. I'd like to just mention that over a year ago, I sold a marketing agency / publishing company that I owned with my husband. And during that time of 27 years, we owned that business for 27 years. We certainly have had a lot of customers for years and years, and some for life. And I'll explain why I say that they were customers for life. We have since then sold it, and a lot of my references, examples in today's webinar would be based on the experience that we have in those 27 years. Some of them would come from the years prior to that business as well. The business now that I own, first of all, one is samedaywebsite.com. Yes, it is a website service where we can build website in one business day after we receive everything that we need from our clients. That actually was a business I started in 2001. I paused it in 2008 when I chose to work more focused on the marketing agency business I had with my husband. Now, since I have sold that business, people know that I am more free, if you will, to do other things. Already they have asked me, can you build me a website? Can you build me a website? So even without officially restarting samedaywebsite.com, I have already built a few websites. So if you go to samedaywebsite.com, don't be shocked by how that website looked. I haven't got around to updating it. It still is from 2008. The other business I have is bestcoachforme.com. Started that about 2 years ago when I realized that there are people who need coaching for their career, for their business, for their life, but they really don't know how to choose a coach. So I started bestcoachforme.com by offering people free consultations, not just consultation, but free coaching sessions, 1 or 2 of them, so that they can have a sense of what it is like to work for that coach before they hire them. To date, I am happy to say that because of my coaching background, I have 13 coaches from about 9 countries participating. I fully intend to have customers for life in the 2 businesses that I just referred to. So let me start the presentation. Today's topic is about how to have customers for life. I say it for life, and you could also say for years and years. What I want to emphasize is that I will share with you 5 keys to having clients for life that are rarely done or talked about. I'm not really going to talk too much about the obvious. Later on, I'll tell you what the obvious are, just so you know that I know. It's not because I don't know about them or that I don't think that they are important. When it comes to learning about the 5 keys to have clients for life, I want to first of all address this question that some of you may have clients for life. What do you mean by that? Well, in the years that I have been servicing clients, I've had clients who passed away, unfortunately. I have had clients who retired from their business or career. I've had clients who dissolved their partnership. I also have clients who resigned from their firm, and I sold my business. Until those things happened, they were my clients. I would say I've had clients who've been with me for 5, 10, even 20 plus years. So in that sense, clients for life is how I refer to them. Some of you may think, wow, if you've had clients for that long, do they become your friends? The question is, can it be done? And is it a good idea? I'll say to you, yes, it can be done. I have many clients who've turned friends. Even after they've stopped being my clients, they refer businesses to me. I have clients who invited me to stay with them when I happen to be in their neck of the wood. The last business that I have, we mostly have clients, 99% of our clients were from the United States. So when I go to Chicago, a client/friend would say, come and stay with me, because they know that when I stay with them, they can hear more of what I have to offer. Plus, they enjoy my company. Now, what other kind of friendships can you have? You could be Facebook friends. You could be connected on LinkedIn. so many different ways to connect with your clients as friends. Is it a good idea? That's entirely up to you. I'm not going to say it is or it isn't, because I know when it is good for me and I know when it isn't. Some of you may be in an industry or profession that would not allow you to have any relationship with your clients except inside of the context of your client relationship. So I open that up for all of you to consider, but I do benefit from being clients with my friends. Let me go to the next slide.
Before that, Marta, I
Yeah.
had a question here. I had a question written it down, but I lost it. So please move forward and we'll come back to it.
No problem. Anytime when you find that question again, we'll start again. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I mentioned to Emanuel that I'm not going to talk about the obvious keys to having clients for life, but I do want to mention them so that you don't think that, just so you won't think that I don't think that these are important keys to attend to. These are very obvious to me, and it should be to you. You should be offering good products and services. If you're not, the chances of being customers staying with you for life is really low. Second, deliver what the client paid for. That's painfully obvious, whether it's a service or a product. If you didn't give me what I paid for, no chance I'll buy from you again. Third, offer new products and services. If you only offer one product and I bought it and I don't have to use it again, then that's the end of our relationship. Certainly with services, there are lots of service companies that could be servicing you for life. For example, marketing, real estate agents, many services. One, I would say you would like to think you would not be their clients for life. I say this jokingly because the 27 years business that I had, we worked a lot with divorce lawyers. So if you had one divorce and if you're looking for a second divorce, yes, maybe the divorce lawyers was good for you, but I really hope that you don't become their clients for life. All right. What do I think are the top 5 keys to have clients for life? I'll summarize them for now, and I'll expand on each one of them. First one, love and promote. You'll be wondering what it is, and I will be telling you what love and promote means. Second, client's success is your priority. Third, deliver more. Third, tidbits matter. And lastly, be authentic. I'll expand on each one of them. First, key, love and promote. Love and promote your product, your service, and your industry. I'll give an example. I'm in the marketing business. I don't have physical products to sell, but I do have services that I sell, such as website building, such as hosting, such as email marketing, all those services. I love them. I love doing them. I love talking about them. I love researching about what's the latest. I just love it. Now, if you don't love what you're selling, if you don't love what you're doing, you have an issue. Can you hide it for a while? Can you continue to do that for the longest time? It wouldn't be to your benefit. You probably wouldn't be excited to get up every day to go to work. So love what you do, love your service, and love your industry. I have seen so many people putting down their industry. We don't have to put down our entire industry to have us shine. We could just promote ourselves, promote our services, and promote the industry. Everyone will benefit from that. Second point is love your client and promote their industry. I mentioned that 99% of my last business was working with divorce lawyers in the US. I bet most people that you know, or maybe yourself included, when I mention the word divorce or when I mention the word lawyers, you might have a certain negative connotation. Well, I want to tell you that I don't. I have worked with clients in the divorce business, and I know how hard they work. I know they chose that business for a reason. It is because they really want to help people through a difficult time. They could have been other kinds of lawyers where no one would call them up in the middle of the night and cry because something happened. Their spouse did this, or their spouse didn't do that. The children did something, or their children is not with them. I loved my clients in that business, and I loved their industry. Am I here to promote divorce and divorce lawyers so that more people would get divorced? No, but I was there to promote the services that could help people going through divorce, help them find the best services that they need. Third point, love and promote your staff. My God, if you have people working for you and you don't love them and you don't promote them as capable and a good human being to everyone you know, either you should have no staff or replace them. Do something, right? Last one here is love your company. I don't think I need to expand or say any more on that, because if you don't love your company, who would love your company? Okay, I'm going backwards here. All right, on to the second key. Client success is your priority. A lot of people in business do not view it that way. They think that their own company success or their own success in their career is of top priority. I'm here to say, listen, ask if the clients didn't tell you what their business goals and issues are. Listen to what the personal goals and issues are. When you're dealing with a business, a client may only share with you certain goals, but you want to dig a little bit, have further conversations so that you can unearth some of the personal goals and issues that they have. Why? Because I think that if you support them to understand, you support them to see what it is that they cannot see, help them to choose and make the best choice, or help them get over a tough spot, avoid disasters, or help them dream bigger, you will have a client for life. Not too many people consider anything outside of what they've been paid for as something that should concern them. I'm here to tell you, concern yourself with things that your client have told you and things that are in the background that they may have only hinted to.
And may I interfere for a second right now? JD has just left the meeting, but I want to make a small commercial break and invite you, Marta, and everyone who's watching this and attending to the next month's How About Some Marketing webinar, which will happen again on a Thursday, September 28th. So it's the last Thursday of the month. So from now on, cancel every meeting that you'll have on the last Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. EST, because there's How About Some a How About Some Marketing webinar happening where you can enhance your marketing skills. With everyone's permission, I'm going to drop the link to register in the chat. And for those who are watching, they're going to be seeing the registration link in there. Just 2 words, because you mentioned marketing, you mentioned clients. The next session will be about brand basics, a solid vision, mission, and value statement. That's the core to your business and relations with the public. People do business with those they identify with an effective mission, vision, and value statement. You can not only make better business decisions, but better connections with your potential clients, with your prospects. And JD is going to show us how we can do that. So again, I invite everyone on Thursday, September 28th, 7 p.m. EST to subscribe. Everybody can go to howaboutsommarketing.com and they'll find links over there. Thank you so much for allowing me this interruption, Marta, and back to you.
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't support you more. I love branding. I really think that if a company has not gone through the branding process, or they don't understand what branding is all about, they should attend your session. One of the things that I told people is that a branding exercise is really an excuse, if you will, to dig deep inside yourself if you are the owner of that business, so that you can clearly state what it is that you're in business for, what are the services and benefits that people can get from hiring you, and why they should hire you and not somebody down the street or somebody who's a click away. So I too invite you to join this session.
I used to have a saying, branding is not just for livestock, but that can be a little bit too aggressive with not a lot of context. So thank you, Marta.
Okay, all right. So we'll go back to the webinar on how to have clients for life. I was about to talk about the third P, deliver more. Deliver more than what they pay for. Deliver what? More than what you promised. Deliver more expect. And more than what you expect. I'll say a little bit about each one of them, but I'll say a lot more about the last one. More than what they pay for, that means your clients paid for. Of course, if they were to get a pleasant surprise, that would be really, really nice, wouldn't it? How often do you get more than what you paid for? And when you do, I bet you remember that particular experience. Deliver more is about customer experience. Deliver more than what you promised. How many people just stop at, yep, I did it. I said I would do it. I did it. That's fantastic, because there are lots of people who don't deliver what they promised. But if you can deliver more than what you promised, all the better. For example, when I built the website for clients, same-day website, my promise is to give them their design in 1 day. And if I could do it sooner, I'd do it sooner. You cannot imagine how excited they are to see it before the hour that I promised that I would send it to them. Or when I built a website for a client, I said, this is the price for 8 pages. Then they come to me and say, I have another page. Is it possible that you put it into the same budget? I often say yes. The third point, more than what they expect. When they ask me to do something extra and I say yes, they expect that. But what about me delivering something that they didn't expect, that they didn't know to even ask for? I've done it so many times. It's so easy to do when you are the expert. For example, a client will say to me, yeah, I'm hiring you to build me a website. So I built the website. When I deliver it to them, I tell them that the images or photos that you sent me of these companies who gives you testimonials, their logos, they really weren't that great. So I went online and I searched for better logos. This is what I've used. Please make sure that you're happy with it. That's the extra that they didn't expect. They knew when they sent me the logos or when they sent me the pictures, they weren't that great, but that's the best that they could gather. They're not the expert. I am. So give them something that they didn't know to ask for. That's just one tiny little example. Here comes the last one, which is most interesting. Deliver more than what you expect, as in me, the owner of the business. I don't know what it is that I might offer to my client that I didn't expect myself to do. In the last example I showed you, replacing images and photos and logos that they send me that are blurry by finding better ones, I would do that. I know I would do that. But I'll give you an example of doing something that I didn't expect myself to do. We had a client who was probably a client for about 3 years. Then unfortunately, she got cancer. She said, I cannot continue to pay for your marketing services. Can you put it on hold? That was the first time that we encountered that scenario. You know what we said? It's okay. We know you will pull through this one. We will keep doing it and stop charging you for it. When you fully recover and your business is on track again, we will then back bill you for those services that we are continuing to provide you. Let me tell you, I didn't expect us to say that. I didn't expect us to have to do that. Most certainly, my client did not expect that. There was a happy ending to that story. She fully recovered and have a thriving business, restored her business back to the way it was. And she just kept growing her business. You know what? She had recommended us to so many of her colleagues. Not only that, she gave us a raving testimonial that says we taught her how to treat clients. We taught her how to do business. She has been our ambassador for life. She has been our client for, I say 25 years. She told me more. We're not going to argue over a few years when it's beyond 20. So, are there things that you could do so that you are delivering more to your clients, more than you expect? Fourth key, tidbits matter. What tidbits am I referring to? You know how there are tips, little articles here and there that might be of interest to your client, that might make their business go forward. For example, if they hired me to do a website, I might find an article that says, if you're in this industry, here are the top things you must include in your website. Of course, I would read it. At the same time, I would just send it to them. But those are not the tidbits that I think are extraordinary. The tidbits that are not related to what they paid you for, but are highly relevant for their business success and are highly relevant for their personal success, those are the tidbits that I think matters when it comes to having clients for life. For example, I have a client who told me that she was having some personal health issue. She needed to reschedule our meeting. I didn't ask her what her health issues were. She decided to share that with me. Now, that's because we have established a very good relationship. It was still a business relationship. It hasn't gone beyond that. But she decided to share with me what her personal health issue was. Then I started sending her information related to that health issue. I also shared with her my own personal experience. After that, she took the advice from the articles that I shared with her, and she got healed. She sent me an email a few months later saying, "You saved my life." How good does that feel? Whether that message comes from a client or from a friend, it doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter whether I truly saved her life. What matters is she said I saved her life. Did I do that so that she would become my client for life? No. Did I do that so that her business would be more successful? No. This is just something I do. Second point on this slide says, these tidbits that you have, send them to your clients. Send them whether it is day or night. I think if I have to interpret this tidbits matter as the key to having clients for life, it would be because they know you listened. They know you pay attention, even to things that they didn't pay you for. It has to translate to that we are a caring company, we are caring people, and that we listen. I personally have not seen anyone or any company doing this. That's why I call them keys to having clients for life that you rarely see or few people do. Okay, the last key, be authentic. I know I've given you all these keys, but please don't adopt any of these if they are not for you. If they don't speak to you, they don't resonate with you, you think that they are garbage, you don't want to do any of that, or you're at risk of something that I'm not aware of or familiar with, don't do them. You don't have to do everything that I'm saying, but hopefully one or two, or maybe all five resonates with you and are applicable in your industry or your profession. When you are being authentic, it's not just with your clients. Be authentic with your staff. Be authentic with your partnership, with your partners in your business, in life, with your providers or your competitors. I have seen so many partnership breakups through my clients. I've helped them rebrand themselves now that they've got a new partner. They have some new thoughts, something new to offer. I have seen people who are so inauthentic with their clients. When the client asks them, I'd like to get this done, can you do it? They don't know how to do it. But they're not about to say, I don't know how to do that. Maybe so-and-so is a better person to take this on. They don't work for me, but I will check with them. Can you say that to your client authentically? Or do you have to put on a face and claim that you know how to do it, then hang up the phone and scramble around? This is where fake it till you make it does not sit well with me. Because if you're not the expert in that certain task, just admit it. You could also say, I've never done that before, but if you want me to investigate, I will certainly come back to you. Is that okay with you? That would still be authentic. You might see that in the second point, I put competitors in quotation marks. Why do I do that? Because I don't view too many people as my competitors. We're all in the same business. Who has 100% market share? Nobody. You might have majority of the market share. You can't own everything. Someone once asked me, what's your market share in divorce lawyers in the United States? I said, I don't know. Far too many for me to concern myself with. So if there were 40,000, am I going to get all 40,000 as my clients? No. So why would I be concerned about my competitors? I'm also not concerned about my competitors because of the things that I've just told you. Yes, there are lots of marketing agencies that they could go to, but do they have these keys that I mentioned? If they do, good for them. If they don't, good for me. So here you have all 5 keys, and I'm going to summarize them in this last slide. The top 5 keys, according to me, to have clients for life is love and promote. Client success is your priority. Deliver more. Tidbits matter, and be authentic. If you have registered for this webinar, you will be able to receive a recording. If you want to review it, by all means. Now I'm going to pause and see if Emanuel has any questions for me.
Actually, I do have, but before my questions, we have 3 from the audience. Actually, they're posted anonymously. But first one, how do you know when to draw the line for delivering more?
Oh, how do you know? Listen, I think that sometimes the return on investment is not always immediate. It's not always clear right there and then. Part of it comes from your experience. You know when to go forward with more, and you know when to stop. I stop if I get a sense that that person is trying to take advantage of our services. I know because of other things that I know about them, or because of other dealings that I've had with them. So there's no hard and fast answer to the question that you have just raised. It's based on your experience with that particular client, and it's based on your experience for having been in that industry as a whole. And lastly, is based on your company's position. If it involves money, you may not be in the position to do more. But if it's involving a few extra hours of work, you may be able to do it. Hopefully, I've answered your question.
Excellent. We actually have 3 more now, so questions are coming in. Next one, we're going to take them chronologically as they came. How about the
Sure.
businesses that do not permit those kind of relationships? And I'm assuming it's referred to clients being friends. So how about the businesses that do not permit those kind of relationships?
If your profession or your industry have certain maybe ethical standards or criteria that prohibits you from doing so, then don't do it. It's as simple as that.
Excellent answer. Thank you. Now, another question. How can businesses consistently deliver more than what's expected without compromising profitability? That's a good one.
That's similar to the first question that you asked me. It really depends on your industry. It really depends on what you're delivering. I'm not saying that if it's just time, then you can afford it, because time is money for a lot of us, right? Especially for small business owners who might have spent already a 12-hour day. They just don't have anything to give, right? Can you consistently deliver it? I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. What does it mean consistently do it? Does it mean once a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a week? No, it is consistent throughout the relationship that you have with your clients. And if you're being authentic, when the clients ask for something that you cannot do, then you would just say, no, this I cannot do. So
Thank you so much.
depends on where you're at financially, depends on your relationship with your clients, and depends on what you know your clients is asking for.
And another question we have, how to deal with difficult regular customers? Oh, I know about those, without losing them. So without losing them, like where to draw the line and get everyone on the same page, like business relationship. So the person who asked this is in the e-commerce industry.
E-commerce. Well, there's still many aspects of e-commerce. Let me start by saying something. I have let clients go. Why? Because I could see that it is not working out for me or for my employees who are dealing with this client, nor will it work out for the client. Imagine you working with someone that you cannot work with. How is that going to benefit them, right? This, of course, is after you have tried different things. I never make decisions in the spur of the moment. I recall, and you have to take care of your company, you have to take care of your staff. I remember one day I was at work and I heard one of my staff crying. I asked her what happened. She told me that this client was screaming at her. She was calling because they were past due with their payment. I know my staff. I know this person. She's a very professional, polite person. She did her job by calling about a past due payment. And I also know that this client, some clients I'm going to start with, some clients, when they are embarrassed by the fact that they are late, or embarrassed by the fact that they couldn't afford that payment that particular time, might default to an aggressive position by screaming and yelling at people who are doing their job. So what I told her was, don't let anybody scream at you for no good reason. You are training them to treat you that way. And I don't want to train anybody, let alone clients, that way, to treat you that way. It's only money. If that person did it again, let me know and I will take it up. So that didn't result in me letting the client go. But I've had other situations, thankfully not too often, 3 scenarios where I let the client go. It's for the sake of all of us. It's for the sake of my well-being, my staff's well-being, my company's well-being, and I don't believe that it does any good for a relationship that doesn't work to continue. I'm not sure I answered the question. Let me know if I answered the question.
I believe you did, Marta.
Okay.
By examples, so you'll know when to draw the line and take Marta's examples as a reference, because each situation is particular, right? There's no 2 situations alike. And he said, yes, you did. Thank you, Marta. So thank you for the question and thank you for the
I'm
answer.
glad. I'm glad.
Before we end this session, any last words of wisdom to our audience, the live audience and the ones who will be watching the recording?
Last words, I'd say do what you love to do. Do more than what you love to do. Be generous. Be generous with your clients, with your staff, with everyone. If you have the right attitude, or that kind of an attitude that I just described, you can't fail. Sure, you can go and take courses on motivation and all that, but it has to come from here. If it's not in here, and if it's not authentically you, it's not going to happen. Clients for life, think about that. It's not such a bold imagination, because it has happened to me many, many times.
And I can testify to that, because I worked for Marta and I knew that some clients have been with her for a very, very long time. And I know that she knows how to keep the client. So take everything that Marta said and analyze. Those who have registered will be seeing the recording, but this will be made available on YouTube. The slides will be available as well in the description. And as with everything, go back to howaboutsmarketing.com. That's the website where you'll find a registration form for the newsletter you don't want to miss, links to all our social channels and the private groups. So I encourage you to sign up, like, share, comment, and engage. And of course, recordings to the previous webinars and promotions for the upcoming webinars. And since we're on the topic, let me just read, because I haven't yet memorized it. It's still fresh new, but the next session, we call them session right now because they're happening in the session, on sessions, will be happening September 28th, last Thursday of the month. And it's called Brand Basics, a solid vision, mission, and value statement. That's the core of the business and relationship with the public. And my dear friend, fellow Toastmaster, and mentor, and one of the best professionals in the PR industry, JD Thomas, will be sharing some of his knowledge on this topic. Marta, I hope I'll see you there as a guest that time, but also I'll like this opportunity to ask you again to come as a guest to one of our webinars and talk on a different topic of your expertise.
Well, I'm here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And see you in the next session. Bye for now.
Bye.